Hi, my name is Hassan. Today I'll be presenting my Project 1 for my Design and Manufacturing class at the Georgia Institute of Technology. My project is over modifying a split keyring, and this will be submitted to Dr. Hassan Rashidi for the fall 2024 semester. The purpose of my project is to propose a design enhancement that makes split keyrings more user-friendly. I'll be considering factors like ease of use, human factors, and ergonomics. I'll present a solution that addresses key aspects of design to enhance the overall user experience. So what are split keyrings? Split keyrings are circular metal rings used to hold multiple keys together. They consist of coiled wired pieces that are looped around into a ring shape with a split or a gap, allowing for insertion and removal of keys. The rings are usually made of durable materials like stainless steel or aluminum, which provide strength and resilience against wear and tear. The split keyring was created in 1922 or patented in 1922 by Samuel Harrison. They made keys more accessible and organized, and before this, the keys were attached to chains or leather straps, creating frustration and inefficiency for daily use. So how split key rings work, I've created a video to show how they work and where they fail for users. Step 1. Separate the two key loops. Step 2. Align the keyhole with one of the rings. Step 3. Push the aligned key ring through the hole. The hardest part about using a split keyring is typically getting good enough grip to separate the two loops. This may be even more difficult for those that do have long nails or certain disabilities.
A few moments later.
Keys are an integral part of our everyday lives. It shouldn't be so difficult to put or take off a key off of a split keyring. So my design concept to fix this issue that users are having with gripping and separating the two things for the most part is to incorporate a textured gripping area so users no longer have to go to excessive means just to separate the two rings. Usually I've seen users using even stapler removers to separate the rings because the metal is so hard on your nail bed, and some users don't have enough strength to even grip. So, the problem, like I just said, users often struggle with the grip, especially when their hands are wet or gloved, and my solution is to add a texturized area to improve the grip and ease of use. So how could I do this? I could integrate rubberized grips near certain pressure points where users usually open the rings. I could maybe even just add textured sections to the metal itself, so I'm not compromising the ring's functionality or aesthetics. And of course, if I were to make a grip area, I'd position the grip area to align with a typical finger placement during ring opening. And let me show you a CAD model of my concept. So, with the CAD model, I went with adding a rubberized gripping portion where users are able to grip and easily separate the two rings without ruining their nails or applying too much force. Because once you get it open, it's open. The hardest part is just getting it open and getting it to stay open. So in my CAD model, I'm not taking away from the original split ring, I'm adding two. So I have the original split ring, and then I have my textured rubberized grips on both sides to give users flexibility and a choice as to where they want to remove and open the key. But I've purposely offset it 3 millimeters, and I've made the length of the rubber gripping area, I've made it 16 millimeters, as we saw on the last slide. The average width of a thumb, and users usually use their thumb to hold it open, is between 13 and 15 millimeters. So to accommodate for users that are beyond the average, I've made it 16 millimeters just to be safe. So the manufacturing processes. So to add this rubberized grip, I could do injection molding, where I'm molding the rubbered part separately and then attaching the metal ring by overmolding or adhesive bonding. And then overmolding is the process where the one metal is molded over another, and it ensures that it's secured and bound into the metal, which provides durability and better user experience. And then I for sure have to use metal stamping and forming to actually make the base of the split key ring. Because like I said, I'm not taking away from the design, I'm adding to. So the metal stamping can be used to create the basic shape of the split key ring from the metal sheet, and after that, the forming process to shape the ring into its circular structure. And lastly, I could do surface treatment or knurling. Knurling is a surface finishing process where the texturized pattern is pressed into the surface of the metal. So this is as if I chose not to do rubber, but my whole thought process is to add a textured pattern in general. So if I choose not to go the rubber route, what if I just were to texturize a pattern and press it into the metal to create ridges? But ultimately, I think I'm going with adding a rubber piece to both sides. So the materials needed for this are, of course, the aluminum, stainless steel for the base material for the split keyring, also thermoplastic elastomer or silicone rubber for the gripping area, rubber coating, and adhesive for bonding between the metal and the rubber, epoxy specifically. So some advantages and disadvantages. So one of the advantages is that I do get an improved, users will get an improved grip, making it easier to open with my rubbered gripping area. They also get more comfort, it reduces hand and nail strain, requires less pressure to open the ring, increased durability because the rubberized area will also protect the metal from wear and tear. Disadvantages, I'm adding to a product, so it's going to be a higher production cost. Also, dirt can accumulate in the grips or ridges of the rubber, or even moisture, so that can require more maintenance. And also some potential aesthetic trade-offs because I have metal and rubber, but I feel like that can be improved as the concept evolves. Here are some resources I used. I did use a reference for the keyring because, like I said, I'm adding to a product. I'm not taking away from a product, so I used a reference to then model my product on the reference. I also had multiple links for information that I did use to gain more knowledge about split key rings. Thank you so much for watching.